everybody, it's Mrs. Rodalin. I'm in our beautiful new cafeteria and I'm just going to show you some signs that I just put up and tell you a little bit about what you're going to use those for. So here is our wall that is by the steps and by the library, and on this wall there are pictures. So I'm going to come up close to this picture. So if your teacher was Mrs. Meyer and you were in second grade, you would sit in this area before school. At lunchtime, if you needed to line up after lunch, you would be in this area. First grade, Mrs. Gregory's class would look for Mrs. Gregory's picture, and for kindergarten, Mrs. Shear's class would look for her picture. And those pictures are going to be right here. So let's go on down here. We're getting closer to the office here. So in this next section would be Mrs. Key's class, Mrs. Steinke's class, and Mrs. Sjogren's class. So that's where you would be if you're here before school and you're in second grade, or where you would be after lunch as you're lining up after lunch. So Mrs. Schmidt's class and Mrs. Foskett's class. And then the last one's right down here. For this would be if you're in Mrs. Kessman's class and Mrs. Heller's class. This is where you would be. So for Mrs. Kessman's class, they would come along this wall and then they would go down the steps to get to their class. So let's go over here and let's see what's happening over here. It's so quiet here. You guys are all at home, probably having a snack after school, maybe watching a little bit of your videos, probably doing some homework though too. So here we are, we're at this corner of our cafeteria. If Mrs. Ellison is your teacher, this is where you would be before school or after lunch. Mrs. Voling and Mrs. Wanless. Going on down the hall here, this is where you would be if your teacher is Mrs. Calmer, Miss Eckler, or Mrs. Shar. Going past our life skills room here. If your teacher is Mrs. DeReamer or Mrs. Precourt, you would be in this area. After lunch, when you're waiting to go to indoor recess, or Mrs. Stanton. So these signs, again, the second grade, they're before school. If it's too cold to go outside or raining, this is where you would be. And other things are if it is indoor recess and you're lining up to go to your class for indoor recess, these are the spots where Miss Marianne would dismiss you from your table to go line up. You would go to these areas so you can be with your classmates and get to your class together. Thank you.